Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome. Now, I just want you to follow along with me. You're taking a GLP-1. You're taking Mounjaro, Ozempic, Zepbound, or Wegovy. Weight's coming off, and you're doing all the things. But what if I tell you that there's something that is silently working against you? It is called Sedentary Death Syndrome. Yes. So let's talk about it. Sedentary Death Syndrome doesn't care what medication you're on. If you're not moving your body, then your health, your actual health span is at risk. Weight loss is one thing, but being mobile, being alive, being vibrant, having energy, that is different. That takes more. I'm just going to be honest with you. That takes more than just giving yourself that injection once a week. Today, I'm going to share with you the truth and what I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, but we're going to talk about it in this video today. So just so you know, I'm going to be referring to my notes because I want to get this right. I really want to get this right. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have been watching, different things on YouTube. And one day I was scrolling around, minding my own business, and I came across this podcast. And there was a doctor that was an orthopedic surgeon, and she stopped me in my tracks. I was just so fascinated by what she was sharing, and I'm going to share that with you. Sedentary death syndrome is real, and it can actually do harm to you. It happens when your body sits still for too long and for too often. Science now, this is what I found to be just staggering. Science has linked over 33 chronic illnesses to sedentary death syndrome. And some of these are the ones you probably have known and heard about over the years: heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, cognitive decline, and early death. So all those things are related to lack of movement. Here's the wild part. You could actually take your GLP-1 medications and still be at risk for sedentary death syndrome. You can. So I thought that was interesting. And the reason is because we have learned, science is teaching us that movement is not optional. It's mandatory. It's very necessary. Movement is not optional if we want to have a long health span, not just a lifespan, a health span. So you might be saying to yourself, and I was saying to myself, what's the difference between a lifespan and a health span? So lifespan is the total number of years that a person lives. It's about the quantity of life, like how many years you're living. And you can live up to be 85 years, but what kind of life are you living if you just are living at 85, but you're not having the vitality that goes along with it? Now, the health span is the number of years you live a good, healthy life. It means you have good health that's free from chronic illnesses like pain or any disabilities. So that's about the quality of life. So think about it like that. A lifespan is quantity, how long you live, and a health span is the quality of life that you live. So, for example, you might live to be 85 years old, but if you spend 20 of those years with a chronic illness or in chronic pain or suffering in some kind of way, losing your independence, then your health span is no longer 85. Guess what? It's 65, right? Because for 20 years, you haven't had a good health span. So that is the difference. And you might be saying, well, why does it matter? It matters because a lot of people are spending their last years of life on a decline, right? They are riddled with diseases, not being able to move, not being very mobile, dependent on someone to take care of them. We want to set a goal for ourselves to go into the last chapters of our life being mobile, right? Being able to get around, living our life, enjoying life, being able to travel. Dr. Vonda Wright is the doctor that I will refer to throughout this video, and she's that orthopedic surgeon. She says our goal should be to extend our health span and not just your lifespan. And I'm going to tell you that resonated with me because I just had a flashback of all the people that I saw the last, I don't even have to go back 20 years, but 10 years of their life. They have not been vital. We always think of age as like declining as you get older instead of improving or staying pretty much, the same, comparable to the same, being able to walk up and down stairs without a walker or a scooter, being able to, run around with your grandkids or your kids, being able to even having that mental capacity to still, think on your feet, be really sharp. There are a lot of people I know who don't live their last, 10 to 20 years that way. And so I want to set a goal for myself, and I want you to set a goal for yourself that we want to do that. We don't want to decline over time. We want to maintain or even get better, and we are capable. The body is a wonderful thing. So now I want to shift the focus and talk about why GLP-1s can't fix inactivity. And we all know that GLP-1s are powerful, right? They are life-changing. It's a great medication. It's a great tool to have in your tube belt. They lower your blood sugar. They reduce your appetite, and they help you with your weight loss. But what they don't do is they don't build muscle. They don't strengthen your joints. They don't protect your bones. They don't help improve your balance, and they don't keep your heart fit. Guess what's going to do all those things? You got it. Exercise, movement, being active. That's the job of mobility. And this Dr. Vonda Wright, she's a leading orthopedic surgeon, and she's a longevity expert. I never knew they even had longevity experts. And she said it best. This is a quote from her. "We don't stop moving because we age. We age because we stop moving." I mean, isn't that the truth? Let me say that again. We don't stop moving because we age. We age because we stop moving. That is so true. That is so true. I could just cry right now because I remember those times when I was 300 plus pounds and putting one foot in front of the other was a task. A task. It really was. I had to take a break right here. But I'm going to stop and take a break right here. But geez, Louise, that just hit me just hearing myself say it out loud. So what happens when you sit too long? What happens when you sit too long? Since I've been on YouTube and, going live and doing videos, I've been sitting a lot more than I normally would. What I will say though, is I've been exercising also a lot more than I normally would. So that has helped offset some of the sitting I've been doing. But when you sit for hours and hours, your metabolism slows, your muscles atrophy, your blood flow drops, the fat storage increases. How about that? Is you're storing more fat, and insulin resistance goes up. Insulin resistance goes up. None of those things which we want to happen, right? So even if you work out once a day, being sedentary for the rest of the day still puts you at risk. Did you hear that? Even if you work out once a day, being sedentary the rest of the time still puts you at risk. And that's why Dr. Wright and longevity researchers now focus on something more important than lifespan. It's your health span. The goal isn't just to live long, it's to live well. The goal just isn't to live long. The goal is to live well. How about that? Mobile, strong, and this is one of my favorite words, independent, right? Independent, things that you can do on your own. If you're taking a GLP-1, movement becomes even more important. And why? Well, I'm going to tell you, because when you lose weight, you can also lose muscle. And if you're losing muscle is what's going to keep your metabolism high, your body firm, and your energy up. And you don't want to lose that. Without retaining that muscle, weight loss can leave you weak, tired. It also can lead to hanging skin. And that's one of the reasons why I'm strength training. I don't want any of those things to happen, especially that loose skin. No way, Jose. So movement is what turns weight loss into transformation. I'm going to say that again. Movement is what will turn your weight loss into transformation, right? This reminds me, I'm seeing people that are posting those arms, flexing those muscles, or you see people posting that hanging skin. And I don't know where in their journey, how big some of the people were, how much weight they had gained, or where in their journey they decided to strength train and try to gain that muscle. But this is where I'm going to tell you to start today. I don't care what stage you are in, start today. Now, should you have started from day one? We all probably should have. And I would venture to say a lot of people watching this video didn't start day one. But if you didn't, The good news is it's never too late, right? It's never too late. So you may have a little bit more hanging skin than you planned on, or you may have more than you know what to do with, but still start now, because gaining that muscle is also going to help burn those calories when you're not moving. We have to sleep, right? We have to sit down sometimes, right? And when you're doing those things where you're not actively moving or intentionally moving, you're going to burn more calories if you have muscle. So muscle is important. So how do we fight sedentary death syndrome? So what can we do? Well, small changes, small little fixes, small little tweaks make a big impact. So I'm going to give you 3. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you more than 3. Maybe at the end of this video, I'm going to put in more than 3. Right now, I'm going to give you 3. And if you're interested, stay to the end of this video, and I'm going to give you some other strategies and things you can do. So I will give you 3 small fixes that will make a big impact on your health. So the first thing you can do is set a movement timer. Every 30 minutes, stand up, stretch, go for a walk for 2 to 5 minutes, and it adds up fast. And I will tell you, there are times when I have done that. And you know, what I like to do is, if I know that I need to get movement in and I don't have anything structured, if I watch a show or a commercial comes on, and I'll just get up and start moving during the commercial. And that, is a way to kind of get you moving. And like I said, those little things add up. Also, take a 10-minute walk after your meals. Just 10 minutes, they say, can control your blood sugar, improve your digestion, and boost your circulation. So that's something that I also can do. I can add that into my routine. Number 3 is add strength training 2 to 3 times a week. And this one I have down. Lifting weights or using resistance bands preserves that muscle and protects your joints, especially if you're losing weight fast. So those are 3 quick, free things you can do. And people may say, oh, it's not free because I don't have weights. Well, I would use some cans. Go in that cabinet if you have cans of any sort, or take your water bottles, 2 water bottles, 1 in each hand. But take those cans and start there. Lift those until you can get those weights. Find something in your house that's compatible to 2 to 3 pounds, and, start there. But just start. That's the key thing, to just start. And also, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in depth. I will talk about how an inactive lifestyle can really affect your body. And I'm also going to talk about the health risks involved in that. I'm also going to share how to get started with exercise and how to be more active around the house, how you can be more active at work. So the bottom line here, movement is non-negotiable. Movement is something we have to do. And I get so emotional about this because I took it for granted for so long. And it's one of the free things, right? It's one of the free things we don't even need to pay for, that we could get in, that we just don't do. I know for me, my health and the situation I was in with my health, my joint pain, my knee pain, did not allow for me to exercise the way I wanted to. So now that I am up and mobile and moving, I'm going to keep that going. And if anything, I'm going to increase it, right? I'm going to increase what I'm doing and just keep it going, because I want to have a good health span. So GLP-1s can help you lose weight, but like we said, they cannot make you move. Now, they make it easier for you to move, but they can't make you move. So you have to decide today, wherever you're at, that you're going to decide to move. The GLP-1 is not going to tell you to get up and move. They can't protect you from the silent damage that you're doing to your body by sitting all day. So even though you're working out, I would make that extra effort to get up and do some extra little things here and there. Stay mobile, stay moving, right? And that's something that I just kind of got an aha moment myself a few weeks ago when I got exposed to this podcast and listened to this lady talking. And I thought, yeah, I'm getting my exercise in and I have structured things, but there are also little things and some things I was doing, right? One of the things I talked about this in a previous video, I used to want to park like so close to whatever door I was going into at the store. Now, since I've been on this GLP-1 and since I've been able to move around a lot more and not hurt, be pain-free. If I park far away from the door now, I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me because in my mind, I'm thinking I need the steps, right? So I love that. That's a change in mindset for me. But I want everybody to know the good news is you are in control of this. You are in control of your body. You're in control of the movement. And I say start where you are. So if you are in a chair and you know you can't get out of that chair, then exercise in the chair. Lift weights in the chair. Move your legs in the chair. Do some chair exercises. Do chair yoga. If you're to the point where you can't even move, you start without the weights, right? Just move your arms up and down, side to side, whatever you need to do to get started. What I'm going to leave you with is movement is medicine, it's free, it's powerful, and it can actually save your life. You do not need perfection, but you do need to be consistent. Start small, but stay strong. So tell me in the comments, how long do you sit every day? And what's one small change you will start today? Now, you might already have your routine down. You know what you're doing every day. But my question is, what are you going to do and what are you willing to commit to in addition to that? That's what I want to know, in addition to that. So really quick, I said I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can do to be more active around your house. So, and I'm sure a lot of you are doing this, but we kind of hit on this a little bit. Keep moving while you're watching TV. Lift hand weights. Have a vibration plate. Maybe I need to get on that during the commercials. If you have a bike at home, you can just like one of those stationary bikes, get on that. Work out in between the commercials. Instead of clicking through my ad, watch the ad and do some sort of exercise. That's a good one too. Stand up and walk talking on your phone. So that's a couple of things you could do around the house. At work, if you're one of those people that work from home, there was a point when I was working from home and I would make sure with my students, we would take brain breaks and I would get up with the students and I would also break. So get up, move around during a commercial, during a break. If you have like a call that you're waiting on another call, if it's a minute or two or so in between that, get up and move around. I think this is really a good one and people have incorporated this. I have not personally, but I know people who use this. They have a standing desk. So instead of sitting down, they stand up and they stand at this desk. They also have like some desk treadmills and that probably has an expense to it, I would say. The things I'm telling you to do are free. If you could afford to do that, that's another option. So those are some things you can do. But whatever you do, start today and stay strong. GLP-1s aren't a cure, they are a tool. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs this reminder. They can do it. Just a reminder that I am live Sundays at 2, Wednesdays at 8:30, and Fridays at 8:30 Eastern. Feel free to join me and interact real time. You are the change. So start today. It's never too late to start. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit. Downsizing Diva and I'm here.